Hi guys, it's Kimmie. So anyways, I got some stuff to show you. Over on the Messy Desk Crafting group, they have this month's challenge, which is, it's May, so it's Mother's Day inspired. And so the challenge was to create something with a picture of a woman that has influenced your life and guided you in whether or not you have a mother or whatever. It could be any woman that's come into your life and has been that motherly figure, or it could be your mom, but just some people, you know, aren't blessed to have their mothers throughout their whole life to influence them or whatever. So it was just to have that womanly influence that you consider a mom. But anyways, so what I did was I used a picture of me and my mother, of course, because as a female influence, my mother has been the biggest. Whether it was a good influence in my life or a bad influence, my mother's always been there, and she's always influenced me somehow in my life. So that's who I decided to use. And I decided to take it to the next level also and use this challenge to create my mom a Mother's Day present. And so this is really the picture of the picture that I used. I made my mom an altered frame, and I used a picture of me and her for I think like 2 years ago. But these like little frames have these little dowels or whatever. But that's the frame that I made my mom. Let me pull this out so I can tilt it. Let me make sure you can see this. Okay, that's the frame, and I used, this is a butterfly from Shabby-Scraps on Zibbit, and I'll put the link to the butterfly, and this candy flower right here is from, Shabby-Scraps, sorry, and, that's also, I'll put the link for these two, that's from that shop, and these cute little pearled, bows right here. They're like flat back pearl bows. And this seam binding is also from Shabby-Scraps. And this little tiny butterfly up there. I don't know if you can see that. We should focus better. But it's super darling, so I love that. And then all the flowers are handmade. All the paper ones are handmade by me. And I just altered this frame to look like that. And that is where I started with this. Okay, let me show you. Let me put that back over there. And then I made my mom an altered box. And I found this box at the dollar store. And I tried, my goal was to make as much of this by hand as possible. And I wanted to put a lot of work and a lot of time and effort, just like raising a child, you know. Everything in your heart goes into raising your children, and so I wanted to put everything in my heart into this present for my mom, because I wouldn't be the person I am today without her in my life. So I made this box, and it says memories right here, and this is from the DCWV Chateau Lavender collection. Everything I used in this comes from this one collection, and these are from the coordinating papers, and then some of the pattern paper in here. But all these are rolled roses, and I used the My Favorite Things dies, or MFT dies, to create these rolled roses on here. And this is like the, I want to say it's called Victorian rolled rose, but I could so be wrong about that. But this is just a different type of rolled rose with like the ruffled edges. And then these are like the scalloped edges ones. But I really love how they turn out. They're so pretty. And they look really good in, what did I use on that one? Mulberry paper. They look so pretty on mulberry paper. Okay. This right here is actually, a cameo that I made with Sculpey and a, what do you call it? It's a mold. But what's silicone mold. And I just did it in white Sculpey and painted it cream, and then I painted around the edge with like a lilac color to match it. And this right here is one of the Martha Stewart crafters molds right here, and it's just a little butterfly. Like, I'm gonna make sure this is, like, I don't know, it's so tiny I want you to be able to see it. But, and I just did it in white Sculpey, and I baked it, and then I painted it. And then, let me show you. And that's the top of the box. And then on the side of the box, I did the green, like, kind of damask pattern on the side, the lid. And then I painted this in the same lilac paint that I painted the cameo right here. And then I took some of the Tim Holtz Crackle, but in rock candy, and I painted over my purple paint to kind of give it like that aged crackle effect. On this, I don't know if you can see. I'm hoping you can. It looks really cute when it came out. And so inside the box, I painted it the same lavender color, and I did the lid. I didn't put anything on the lid because I wanted to be able to put as much stuff in here as she wants. And then inside the box, in her memory box, I made her by hand a matching mini to go inside with a dingle charm here. I really love how this charm turned out. Let me see if I can. It's so like it's getting lost in the seam binding ties. Let me see if I can get it out. Sorry, you guys. Okay. But anyways, I took and on an eye pin, I just put some hot glue. And I made those cute little flat back bow pearls, like little charms with just layering them on each side. And I thought it came out so cute to go in my thing because I have them incorporated in this mini everywhere. And here's another, and those are the little bows are from Shabby-Scraps on Zibbit. I'll put the link for the shop below. And this is a picture of me and my mom when I was just born. So basically this mini I only put one picture in here, and then I figured as time goes we could fill it together. And this is a Shabby-Scraps butterfly that I did a tutorial on how to make them stiff and posable, and they're like really hard like plastic once you do the tutorial I did. And then some aluminum roses right here that I made right there and there and right there. And then these are all the what do you call it, rolled roses that I made. And then this frame right here was actually a present from Carissa, and I want to say it was a tag swap, or a Christmas tag swap. She sent this with goodies. So it was like a gold color, and I painted it in black first, and then I went over it with vintage white, and I kind of just like sanded some edges and gave it that shabby chic distress look and put some pearls, and I made it a tied closure with seam binding. And then that's the inside page. And these little candy flowers right here are from Shabby-Scraps on Zibbit also. Let me turn it that way. And then I just put some little picture mounts or whatever in here, and I kept it really simple. My mom's not really into scrapbooking, like she's totally not a paper crafter, but so I wanted to keep it super simple for her, and so we could work on it together. And I figured we can do like all the, you know, extra additive what do you call it, like embellishment as we go, because you don't know really what pictures we're gonna put in here yet or not. And then these are just some vintage like paper like little envelopes, and I just stuck them in there because like if we go somewhere like collect sand from the beach or whatever, she can add it to her memory book of me and her. And then this is a cutout tag from the paper collection, and little roses from the paper collection. Here's another one of the Martha Stewart butterflies that I painted purple. And then a rolled rose that I made. And this is a die cut from Cuttlebug. It's actually one of their quilling dies. This is for the leaves that go to the quilling dies. And then this is some gorgeous trim for my mind's eye. And then this is some wedding trim that I found in the Joann's wedding department. And I just love that. Like, it's so shiny. It's like a sequence trim with pearls in the center. And then this is some trims right here. This trim right here, the ruffly one, is from Creating Is Fun on Zibbit. And then I used some vellum to make the pockets see-through. And then this is like one of the dollars ribbons in the Joann's dollar bins. But I just thought it complemented this paper pack so much, so I picked it up when I bought it. And this is just a little die cut, but it's also a pocket. Let me see if... Let me go back in here and still like this tag so I can show you. I just didn't glue it at the top, so something could slide behind there. And it's also a pocket, but it's a photo mount also. And then I just used some seam binding. And these are Prima flowers that I just cut up, and I kind of made a rosebud out of it. and layered some of the just flat Prima flowers, and then some Prima bling right there, and on that side that I cut up and just made my own. You know, I think everybody tries to stretch their Prima bling because it's so pretty. And then some more Prima flowers here, and then one I cut it in half and kind of folded to look like a bud underneath there. And then this opens up like that, and I made my own baker's twine also. I found a really great tutorial on YouTube to teach you how to make your own baker's twine. And then I just used my Martha Stewart border punch in the hearts, the scallop hearts, and then some Carla S001 trim, or like the pearl trim, yeah. And these are some My Mind's Eyes brads in like lilac color. And then this just flips out like so. So we got room for pictures and journaling or whatever. And then the baker's twine just comes back around. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm just going to kind of hurry. Oh, and I used some of the mesh bling also on the front of there. And then just seam binded. And what I did with the ends is I scorched the ends of my seam binding. I don't know if you can see that. To kind of give it that like brown to match the cream and the brown on the covers. Like to match that, but to kind of give it that aged old look also. And I really liked how that turned out. That was just, you know, something I wanted to try. Okay, let me put this back in here. It fits in there just perfect, see? Oh, and I forgot to put the tag, but I'll do that before I pack this up to take it to my mom today. Because today's actually Mother's Day. I'm running behind. And then, as my big present for my mom today, I made her this little wooden birdhouse. Make sure this is in focus. Okay. And around the edge, I used all the same paper line from Chateau Lavender from DCWV. And I took and I used a Martha Stewart punch, and I did like the scalloped roof here with it, and I just layered like 1-inch punches, or 1-inch pieces of paper. I punched them, and then I just layered them on each side. And then I did the pattern paper right here. I fell in love with this one in particular, and the same one I covered the entire birdhouse with. I just made the side of the roof there, and the front and the back. And then I just covered it with a ton of rolled roses. This took me like a week just to make all these flowers by hand. Oh, sorry, I got the hiccups. And then I took some pearl trim and just, you know, stuck it in there as accents. And then put a big rolled rose and a little rolled rose up on top with some leaves. And I did it all the way around with the rolled roses. And then, so that's my big present for my mom. But I also made her a card. And I used one of the Martha Stewart molds again, and I made this really pretty rose cameo. And I painted it cream, and then I went over and I painted the rose in purple. And then I took a gold paint pen and I did the edge. And then I just took some Mod Podge and I covered it in Mod Podge to give it a glossy look. And these are the rolled flowers in mulberry. I love how they turned out in mulberry. I think mulberry is like my favorite now to use with them. And then that's another Martha Stewart little butterfly right there. And these are actually some Wild Orchid Craft leaves because I was being lazy and didn't feel like making any more. This stamp is actually from Stampede. Let me pull it out really quick so I could get the name of it. And it's called Sophia Wishes. I don't know if you could. From Stampede. And this is what the image looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Well, the image looks like this. I'm so silly. And I just colored it in with my Copics and my Spectrum Noirs. And I used I always forget the name. Oh, Spellbinder's dye, and just kind of layered those up. And then I added some pearls around. And this stamp is from Frisker's Anything But Christmas stamp collection. And then I used that same heart one that I used in the mini album. I used that dye around the edge, and then I used like a flower lace dye on the edge of the inside, and then I just put some pearls, and it's one of those, you know, easel cards. And it says, and the inside says, "You're kind, you are thoughtful, and you are appreciated." And I just got to write a little note in there for her. And I used some seam binding from Shabby-Scraps off Exhibit. So anyways, yeah, that's my Mother's Day present for my mom, and my Mother's Day challenge for Messy Desk Craft Group. So anyways, if you guys are looking for a craft group or whatever to join, check out Messy Des. There's a lot of fabulous ladies there. If you're looking for some supplies with killer deals, check out Shabby-Scraps, because, you know, they're awesome. And, yeah. And if you're looking for some Mother's Day inspiration, you know, I hope this video inspires you to make your mom like a little gift set like I had. I'll put a picture at the end of this video also so you guys can see everything. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles! Happy Mother's Day, all you moms out there. Toodles!